Clarity. To be clear. To be clear when you take another take, when you question yourself. You often question yourself. Manipulative games from so many people. And you think, is this all a dream, a waking dream? Yes. No need for any steeple, no church. If the church is from within. From within. And especially when you have no sin and people make you think you have. Make you think you have. They make you think you have. Yes, they plant the seed, as they call it. And sometimes they call you seedy. They create the games and they laugh when you find them out. They laugh, nervous. Sometimes they are good with service. Sometimes they're military-like. They march left and left and left and left and right and right and right. Too meticulous at times. Sometimes they know what's bad for them. They blame substances, mind-revealing substances. And you think, are they actually going to do this? Are they actually going to pretend? They're actually going to pretend this? All this time since I was a child? You're going to pretend? Oh, I hate to tend on your mortal thought. I'm just not a military chaperuno. I don't really believe in war. I genuinely like peace. You could say I love peace, peace of mind. But then I work within, you could say I dwell within. I dwell within myself. I dwell within my own, how should I call it? I dwell within my own mind, my own play, my own art form. A new art form, an original art form. You caress a light, you caress a night. You look up and you decorate with your own imagination. Your own imagination. When you look with your own imagination and how they project, when you're in your own world, paranoid 1 minute, the next second, they're out of their depth. I am water. I adapt to every single person I saw, every single person that I knew and still know. And I have to play this tilt the head askew. Yes, they call it manipulation, but it's not manipulation at all. It's adapting to people's manipulation. And then, ooh, I feel it from the bottom of my heart, the light resonance. Abimo pectore, I said. Abimo pectore. Doesn't matter which way you send forth your worth. You find yourself with a rebirth, recalling all the good sense memories, the totality of my nature. You could say the frailty of my nurturing background. Some people judge in a neurotic way, an impulsively sometimes projecting. But it's all relative to a relative, as they say. It all starts to make sense when you connect it. You put up the hat, you turn on the hat. You turn on the light again. You start the new day with another day, with another day, with another day, and you say that the sight is always there. The scene is always there. The second sight, the sixth sense, the seventh sense, the eighth sense, the ninth sense, enlightenment, the 11th dimensional frame. If you're causing no harm, ascend away. Ascend, ascend, ascend. Who likes dissension? Symbolic or reality? Who would love dissension? They must lurk in hell. They must be like machine elves. You can tell a lot. You can tell many things from a voice. The look in the eyes, Some people can tell a good story, but boy, human being, girly whirly, they know how to distort. But then, don't we all, they say, don't we all? It's all on how you observe and report. How may I retort to your manipulation once again? Every time I seem to say something, I have some quip. I think transparency needs to actually say what they've done on me, to reveal myself and say, well, if I wear what you said, you could at least, if you know, and never yeast, take that. You see, if time wasn't linear and I saw myself in the past and then went through and passed through another dimension and said I'm not born yet, that still wouldn't mean that I'm a dangerous person to society or manufactured society. I will not go to sleep. I will stay awake. I will stay awake continually. As this character, I will stay awake, reawakened. Do not tell me to go to sleep and tell me what to do. I am not a dog. I am not a subservient, pushover, secondary male. Don't you dare tell me what to do. Now that's what someone would say if they were a character, would they not? From a play. Imagination, they call it play for a reason, to play on the words, to play as a character. It's all play. But when the play is violent, and there is heaven and hell, and when heaven and hell, whether you believe in God or not, heaven and hell exists, and it's called jail, and that's usually hell. And heaven, well, is heaven on earth, directed by your form of government. What if this life were love and hell? You yell to the heavens and say, let's balance this. Let's keep it equal to a certain degree. But then they say there are so many villains, knaves. No interruptions, no disruptions. There's a reason why some people pause. Call it breaking the machine, not a patch on me. No national identity. I preferred last night. That's what they all say. That's what I say. You know it yourself when you're feeling it. I don't perform well under slander and mockery and derision. It's not really my thing. You have to adapt and show yourself, yes, a new vision. Envision something, the possibilities and play back and show yourself and see yourself as a player within a play. In the theater, in a film, in a moving picture, motion picture, where I should be, writing, directing, and acting, and yet I speak to someone in the late 60s. I go back, it's my parents. I speak to grandparents in the gateway experience, and they realize that that contraption that they're showing is actually a magic wand, and that magic wand shows you that you're making your own film. You're making your own film right there. But then let's be in the here and now. The here and now, the here and now, the here and now, the here and now, eternally. And I presently speak to you. Presently speak to myself, I should say. In the end, no one's viewing. While I'm looking, hewing. What? While I'm trying to find, and then you go into another way. You see, sometimes this is how you disrupt someone's manipulated malevolence. malevolence. They try to predict everything that you are. And I will never drop my R's, only for a character, within my own play, within my own novel, within my own book, within my own poem. It's all interconnected together. The artist, the actor, the poet, the playwright. There's nothing insane about that. You talk to yourself to help the pineal gland. You talk to yourself to help many things before you help another, because it makes you reconsider. It makes you consider that you might be wrong or might be right. It's called a philosopher sometimes, a thinker, a free thinker, a poet, back to the artist again and again and again and again. 10 out of 10, you could say, sometimes. But this is the poem. 21st century poem with no genre, I said. I give a title, very hard, very difficult, extremely difficult to give a title. Very difficult. You have to show yourself in a particular way to know that you're okay, and say this and say that and do this and point there. Point that. It's the same person. You look into the mirror, whether it's Yeshua of Nazareth that you see. You tell a Hindu and they say, well, of course. Why, of course? Of course, of course, of course. Some might see a horse or a bull or a dog, but if there's no injury prevented, if there's no injury undoing a crime. Undoing the rhyme. Free verse can sometimes break the curse, and yet you go back to it and rack to it and stack to it, and you find yourself iambic to the beat of the drum. To the beat of the drum. See, some people don't like when you're repetitively consistent again. They don't like it. They say off to bed, oh, I had enough of this one. Oh, this is like, how long does he do this for? And I think to myself, I'm not performing for anyone. It's for myself, like a poet. I'm a poet, not an actor. Sometimes I attract her. I hope she wears red. Red. Red herring. Hair's not red. It's a good thing I have a different versatile voice sometimes, but it's the same me, same face, same sea, same ocean, same motion within the eyes and lips, and then I fluctuate my voice. I'm not paranoid. You could say I'm on the money, with no money, and it's funny sometimes who you have to rely on. Can exasperate, and yet I yearn and yearn and burn with water, and it overflows and overflows and overflows and overflows, and it floods all of the malevolent knaves once again. I repeat the same words just to know that it's mine, a signature within a signature within a signature, just like the sonnets, just like the haiku. A second I see, a moment would wither time until I would stop. You see, it's the same thing, same person. Same person, same person, same person, don't worry. They say don't show too much of it. I hope they laugh. Lets me know myself when you question yourself at night. Don't say too many languages, I heard an African woman say. She'll kill me. Hmm? Brazilians. 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 Millions. Believers. 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 Sometimes you believe. Tomorrow will be greater. Less angst. More soothing, 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 soother. Soother, soother.